Here we go. Ryan and Kevin, they're spitting the truth, keeping it real, keeping it orange and blue. Talking recruit, who's next in line? Line up pride. It's about that time. Orange and blue, yeah, that's how we do. Post game vibes, breaking it through. Ryan and Kevin, the crew that you knew. Keeping it fresh, keeping it orange and blue. From the court to the field, every play, every step. Debating the cause where the game is at. Who's rising, who's falling, who's making the cut. Line out for life, never stuck in the rut. Okay, the cool got the inside line. Post game chatter, they're always on time. Breaking it down, they're the voices you trust. Orange and blue, yeah, they repping for us. Orange and blue, yeah, that's how we do. Post game vibes, breaking it through. Ryan and Kevin, the crew that you knew. Keeping it fresh, keeping it orange and blue, yeah. So tune in, lean back, let the wisdom flow. Ryan and Kevin with the knowledge they throw. Line 9 Nation, this one's for you. Forever proud, keeping it orange and blue, yeah. Orange and blue, orange and blue, yeah. Orange and blue, orange and blue, yeah.
Well, I don't know about you, Kev. How's your Saturday been, baby?
Ryan, it's funny you sent a text to a chat that you and I had with McCumber. Might have been McCumber, might have been Bagan. We're in a couple little group chats, and he said, "Man, if we win, there's going to be some tears." And I said, "Tears of relief." And what I meant by that is, I'll be honest, man. I think like the rest of Illini Nation, I felt some added strain, added burden, added pressure because we were playing Iowa, man. Like I just, there's no love lost there. They're a 9 seed. What Ben McCollum has done with that team has been amazing. They're an extremely well coached team. They're a problem in the future. But we've asked for so many years, like, can we have a path laid out for us? Like even in 2005, we get Arizona, who's the 3 seed. Oklahoma State was the 2 seed. It was so clear if you watch that season that Arizona was a better team. And here we are, we catch the break. Then we don't get the break. We play Houston in Houston. We figure it out. We break the break. And then you get Iowa. And then the first half goes, it's just like, man, like our guy Nate Durst said, high anxiety. And then when it was all over, man, I mean, like I had some buddies, some high school buddies. We're part of a group chat. We did a little FaceTime. I had my daughter sitting with me. And
good luck, Charm, opening the door. That's your dog. Okay.
That's my dog, yeah. She's coming. Man, the tears started to flow, man. It's been 21 years, and here's the thing that's so different about this. We made it in 1989. We were the kings of the college basketball world in 1989. The Flying Illini were the most popular college basketball team around that year. And then we got hit with the sanctions, right? Deion Thomas couldn't play in 1990. You've heard Kendall Gill talk about it if you've been following on social media, what he would have meant to that team in 1990.
It was a really good team too, by the way, right?
Yeah. Kendall Gill led the league in scoring.
4 seed.
Yeah, and lost to Dayton, unfortunately, in the first round. That was a bad one. Bardo was still on that team.
That's a team that's probably a 2 or 3 seed easily with Deion Thomas, right?
100%. They were missing some of that inside presence, and then we got the sanctions. We lost the scholarships, all the things. So our peak, we like fall back down, and then we hit the 05 team, and listen. I've come to forgive Bruce Weber. I think Bruce Weber's a wonderful human being. He's a wonderful man. He was not built to coach the team at that point in time. He was not built to recruit, to keep it up at that time. And so Illinois, once again, the kings of the college basketball universe at that point in time, and then it just falls away because we couldn't recruit. Well, now we're in year 9 of Brad Underwood. There's NIL, so there's no sanctions coming. At least I certainly don't think so. He is recruiting at a higher than ever level. We are sexy to European kids who have led this team. It not only is it a Final Four, but it's a Final Four unlike the past 2 in my lifetime that you can actually build upon, and it's a little emotional. And hey, listen, frankly, we're probably going to be we will be the lowest seeded team. I think. I don't think Tennessee's going to be able to handle Michigan, Arizona, handle Purdue tonight. And then UConn's a 2 seed. We'll be the lowest seeded team in the Final Four, so we will be the underdog. Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah.
Dude, just get hey, by the way, everybody's on Brad Underwood. Hey man, just gotta get to a second weekend. How about a third? Yeah, buddy. We're going
Kev, we're gonna delve into that and peel the onion back a minute in a little bit about the Brad Underwood haters. Because let's just say there shouldn't be any more after this. I mean,
no, and I get it, Ryan. I get it, man. Loyola was bad, but that's really about it, dude. It's really about it. I think people misunderstand when we lost to Houston when we were a 4 seed and they were a 5 seed. They were the number like 5 or 6 team overall in KenPom. They finished the season number 2 in KenPom that year. If the seeding was done now, if it was done then like it is done now, that Houston team is a 2 or a 3 bare minimum, right? And same with Loyola. Loyola would have been they were 10 in KenPom. No way are they going to be a 3 seed. They probably have been a 6. We wouldn't have faced them in the second round. And we might have had a week to prepare for them and get them in the third round if that happened.
Let's keep it real too, man. That was the first NCAA tournament year appearance really this program has had since 2013.
Since Brandon Paul and DJ Richardson.
There was I know everybody says 07, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Illinois didn't get to play in the COVID year. So it was 8 actual years that Illinois didn't get to play in an NCAA tournament. Okay.
Yeah. 8. And those guys who were playing in that NCAA tournament in 2021, the last time guys played in that, Brandon Paul and DJ Richardson were wrapping up their careers professionally.
Yep.
They were 30 years old. And God, I love those dudes. I love both of them. And all those, and that was a really fun team. But you're exactly right, Ryan. So, but it's just, hey, listen, one of the things that makes this super sweet is, so we went from 89 to 03. We were down for a very short 89 to 05. Sorry, we were down for a very short time during that we like the early mid 90s. We still had teams that made the NCAA tournament. We had the changeover from Henson to Kruger. Kruger rebuilt the program pretty quickly. It wasn't as extended as like 08 to 20. 08 to 20. That was a dozen bad years. Those are the worst 12 years of Illinois basketball in my life. 07 to 20, whatever.
Hey, Brandon, that's a good one. That Arkansas team that we played, it was an 8 seed, was 22 in KenPom, by the way.
And it's the worst team we've lost to in the NCAA tournament under Brad Underwood. And what did Arkansas do in the next game? They beat number 1 seed Kansas.
You're right. Illinois
that team's in the NBA right now.
Yeah, Illinois has always really got a crappy draw, but I would also say this. Illinois
this year.
Listen, Illinois earned this. They deserve this. And anybody who can say, well, they beat 2 double-digit seeds and a 9 seed Iowa. Let me tell you this. Okay, here's the thing. The main thing about March Madness and getting to a Final Four is that's what's the craziness about it, is that it's a luck of a draw or a bad luck of a draw could keep a great team from a Final Four or a good team to get to a Final Four that you never saw coming. But Illinois went into to Houston, Kevin, and beat Houston up like they ain't never been beat up in Houston. Oh. They earned this. They earned it. They didn't – I don't want to hear, they didn't beat anybody. Let me tell you something. You don't think Iowa has been playing good in March here?
And I'm sorry that Iowa team, the way how connected they were playing today and their past 3 games – yeah, that's a good basketball team. So but listen, you don't apologize. That's what's the beauty of the NCAA tournament. Is you don't apologize. You can only play the teams in front of you, and Illinois played the teams in front of you, and they beat every single one of them by double digits. We should have beat Houston by about 18.
I'm going to be honest here. While I may agree, look, Arizona is now 36-2, and they've been a really dominant team. Illinois has won by just as much, if not more, in the NCAA tournament than Arizona. If you look, Illinois double-digit wins every game. Arizona struggled with Utah State, by the way. It was like a 6-point game, the 9 seed Utah State, with like 4 minutes left. So I don't want to hear about how Arizona's just blowing everybody out and they're the front runner. My God, hey, I have to say this. And since he said this, Kevin, I'm going to say this. This Final Four, Kevin, I wanted to say this, but since Trent's father's on here, I befriended Rodnell Frazier in 2017, I believe, when Trent was a senior in high school, right? And we chatted throughout all of Trent's career. And look at him thriving right now professionally in Russia. We're so happy for him. But this Final Four, this is for the guys like Trent, right? This is for the guys like Io DeSumo, who Kofi Coburn, your
Monte Williams,
DeMonte Williams, right? Your Terrence Shannons, your Coleman Hawkins,
Andres Felices,
all those guys that came to Illinois when it wasn't sexy, right? And it wasn't cool, and who has helped build this program to be a top 15 team every year now, a top 10 team, turning into a possible juggernaut now. I'm going to be honest, Kev.
Right. And Rodnell chiming in, man, it got me in my feels. I don't know if you can see it on my face for those who are watching on YouTube. Is like Trent stayed committed to the program. He committed to Gross. And then when Underwood took over, Underwood said, I got a spot for you, dude. You're welcome.
Didn't know Brad much at all, only a little. Like
and that dude, all he did was come in, and as a freshman was the second leading scorer. Well, was almost the first ever freshman to lead Illinois in scoring as the point guard. And then Io came in, and what does Trent do? He's like, all right, man, I'll play off you, and becomes one of the best defenders in Illinois basketball history. Left everything he had on the floor. The dude was playing without vision in his eye in an NCAA tournament.
Yeah, he had pink eye so bad in his final game as an Illini. Yeah.
And it was just like, Illinois is not where they're at without guys like Trent, who left it all of it out on the floor. And I say DeMonte Williams is like, because everybody loves Trent, and rightfully so.
Love you, brother.
But DeMonte Williams is another guy, left it all out on. He's got 5 years at Illinois too, which was remarkable because of the COVID year. Had a tournament stolen from them when they were playing phenomenal basketball. Yeah, we don't get this moment. We don't get this moment without Trent Frazier. So Rodnell, big ups, man. Tell Trent we love him.
Coleman Hawkins being there tonight was special. Yep. Holding the trophy up with his former teammate Ty Rodgers. Ty Rodgers has been an everyday guy. He's a lifetime Illini, man. He's got 2 more years he could play for Illinois, but
I don't care what he does. He's a lifetime Illini. Yeah. Same with Coleman. Like what other coach has a guy who gets a 5th year that transfers out and is welcome like this? And it's fully known Brad and Coleman bumped heads.
Yeah, Dame Danger came back, for God's sake.
Dude, absolutely, right? Like,
and he transferred out of the program to play somewhere else.
Down to Memphis.
He didn't even graduate. That's what I'm saying, from Illinois. Coleman Hawkins did graduate and left because he could go get a bag, but who would blame him for that, right?
Nobody. And I think Illinois was looking at some different options on how they wanted to play basketball last year. So
that is pretty true. Awesome, Kevin. Illinois is playing into April, dude. Illinois is playing into April, dude. Why?
Second time in our lifetime.
Second, yeah. So I got to be honest. Baseball's back right now, but I really could care less at the moment. I don't know about you.
It's so funny. I mean, like I'm a Thunder fan. And they're coming down to the end of the season battling for the number 1 spot because the Spurs are really good. I was like, I barely pay attention, dude. It's all college basketball.
So to finish that off, we appreciate you, Rodnell, dude. I love you, man. I hope you and the family's well. I know Trent's doing good in Russia. I appreciate you still care and want to, I know I've pissed some people off with some of the things I've said over the years, but the fact is I hope my passion has pushed through to say, like, I love this program, and I am so happy that people want to look and say, like, what's Ryan talking about Illinois? I'm going to check his podcast out. I want to listen to Kev. I mean, these guys care about Illinois hoops, so we appreciate you guys, everybody.
Hey, Ryan, you can't make an omelet without breaking a few eggs, bro.
It's true. It's true. And how awesome was it getting to see Illinois do this to Bruce Pearl sitting there, right?
Yeah, let's harken back what I just started talking about in 1989. You were a little tyke back then.
I was 2 when all that went on. I only heard about it from my grandpa briefly before he passed away in 1996. And so I won't steal your thunder with you finishing, but
yeah,
I got to be honest, Kev.
Let me share a story. It's late summer 1988. Mm-hmm. Your guy Kev is 9, just shy of his 10th birthday. I got a next door neighbor, Sean Fox. Love him to death. He's like a big brother to me. I hope Sean comes to Indy so I can see him. But I was in trouble or something. It was still somewhat light out, so it's probably like 8:30 at night, and he comes to my window and he's like, "What's up, man?" I was like, "Oh, I'm in trouble." And so we're just sitting there talking, and he's like, "Man, this team in 88, 89, he's like, dude, we're gonna be special." And I know, and he knew I knew all the guys, right? And I had season tickets that year. My dad was so fortunate to get us season tickets that year. And it was just, that team was so amazing and so fun. And there's so many things that we can latch onto from those teams, and we have it with the 04-05 team. But dude, I keep going back to this, dude. We were the flying Illini. Dickie V stood on his head because we made it to the Final Four. Like we were the sexiest team in college basketball. And that jackass, that snake oil salesman, Bruce Pearl, took it all from us. And if you don't know the whole story, there's this great story in The Athletic that gets into it. He was working with a guy in the NCAA infractions committee. That guy ended up going to prison for illegal activities after the fact. There was no car found. There was no actual blazer. We got put on probation for lack of institutional control, lost scholarships for multiple years because we bought a kid a slice of pizza. And that was all infracted by Bruce Pearl's buddy. So Bruce Pearl, jackass Iowa team sitting on TV tonight, that's what makes it more special, is we beat those punk asses. And it's so weird because I like Ben McCollum. I like Bennett Sturts, dude. I watched Tate Sage play in high school, dude. I watched him play as a sophomore in high school, and when they got runner-up in the state of Oklahoma, I was like, that dude's awesome. I didn't even know it was him till today.
Now you know. And look, this Iowa team has nothing to do with that, the coach. But you know what? It's the jersey. Yep. It's some of the fan base. It's I will tell you this, and Bruce Pearl knows he wanted to pick Iowa, but I think he knew he would be wrong if he did. So he had to reluctantly pick Illinois. And it's too bad that nobody will bring up all that bullshit with him, Well,
they couldn't keep him on TV, dude. He's left awake everywhere where he's left from, with the one exception is Auburn, and he left awake there by hiring his son, Steven.
And he fucked them over by letting his son take over.
And when he left. So he's just
Bruce Pearl is a walking disaster. I just have to say that. Dude, and he's going to retire wealthy as fuck because he's slimeballed his way to coaching. Anyway.
Hey, Ryan, we are doing this show like we could go on all night. I mean, we're 17 minutes in. I do think we should talk about the two games. Because I've got some points that I'd really love to make about the two games.
So you want to delve into Houston then real quick?
I would love to, because there's a guy I think that there's a couple guys I think deserve a lot of credit in that game.
Hey, go for it, dude.
Obviously, well, first of all, the entire team deserves credit in that game. But there's a couple of guys in that game that did some really big things. Obviously, everybody wants to look at Stojakovic and what he did. Wagler, while his numbers weren't great, was so impressive. Merkovich was great. But here's the thing, dude. I rewatched some of that game today, right? We got to that 44-26 lead, that 18-point lead. Ben hits that three. Him and Z, iconic moment. They bump chests. They're super excited. And then they start to come back. They got it to 50-41. And then we went on an 8-0 run, dude. And there were some guys during that 8-0 run. What's up? Good luck, Sean.
Hi.
There she is. Hey, you picked us to the Final Four, didn't you?
Yeah.
Hey, tell them where we're going next weekend. Where are we going next weekend?
Indiana?
Yeah, we're going to Indianapolis, sweetheart. You and me.
Oh, shit.
Final Four pound, baby.
You're going to the Final Four.
All right.
Yeah, he's got to keep his good luck charm with him. Yep.
Yeah, I'm taking her with me.
That's awesome.
But then we go on an 8-0 run, and Tommy was a big part of that, man. Tommy hit that three. He did. I think he hit Merck on the pass for the and one during that. I think that Tommy was phenomenal, and a guy I don't give a lot of praise to on this show. Like, I just thought he was really tough and made some huge plays. Jake Davis, dude. I thought Jake Davis was just mixing it up. Yeah, he got juiced a couple times by Emmanuel Sharp, but I was just really impressed with the moxie and the toughness of the team overall. Kylan Boswell did not have a good game by a statistical standpoint, only had 6 points. And but I mean, him being able to retain that loose ball around 4 Houston guys and get to the free throw line. And granted, he was 6 for 10. He came back and made his free throws today, which was awesome. But I just thought, man, how awesome was it to go into Houston and play Houston and out tough those guys. And in this tournament, Tommy hasn't rebounded exceptionally well the last 2 games. He's got 7 in the last 2 games, but he's got 25 in 4 games, which is, you can deal with that. That's over 6. That's 6.25 per game. He's averaging over 10 points per game. He was great today. I just think some of those guys that don't like that Tommy 3 was huge when we stemmed that run
against Houston. You're talking about Houston,
yeah.
And think about this. Here's who's getting my champagne toast for Houston? Cam Crocker.
Oh, 100%, dude. They
How beautiful was that to funnel everything to Chris Sanak to leave him 10 to 15 foot open jumpers, like enticing him, knowing he would take it, because you're going to live with those percentages over Emmanuel Sharp or Milo Uzan or even 15-footers from Kingston Flemings. So they basically said, hey, we're going to bait you into taking these. And Kelvin Sampson, I think, has so much pride. His one downfall is he didn't want to tell his guys to stop taking open shots. And so he didn't want to tell Chris Sanak, you can't make these, stop taking them. And you could hear him tell Chris Sanak one time in the middle of the second half, he said, can you start making a fucking few of those?
Right.
And it was like, make your shots, dude. But I was like, dude, it's right here. He's fucked already, right. You're telling him, make some shots, dude. He ain't going to make them. And he didn't. And so that was a beautiful, beautiful scheme by Cam Crocker. And it worked to perfection. But let's just keep it real, too. Illinois did a hell of a job. You only saw Sharp had 2 or 3 open shots the whole game.
Yeah.
They funneled Kingston Flemings and made his 15 to 17 footers tough. Stojakovic and Boswell did. But there was one play, Kev, that I don't know if you mentioned it or not. Do you remember it was 50-41? Did you mention that loose ball that Boswell fought 4 guys off for?
Yeah, in the middle, and almost at midcourt and gets a foul and goes to the free throw. I was like, incredible.
What happens if he doesn't get that ball?
Right.
It's a breakaway dunk with momentum, and it's a 7-point game with like 6 minutes left. And then it's like, uh-oh. Because then it's like Wisconsin all over again, right?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, how about this? 13 points, 12 rebounds. Keaton Wagler, why he wasn't great. If Kelvin Sampson tells you you're tough, and what did he say about Keaton Wagler? He said he doesn't have the frame of someone who's a tough kid, but he's got the moxie and the fortitude to be a good rebounder.
He played 38 minutes against that Houston defense and had 1 turnover. He's got 6 turnovers in the 4 games this tournament. He's averaging 1.5 turnovers so far. And listen, he just played 2 teams that are the top 10 in turnover percentage. In the last 2 games, he has 3 total turnovers in 38 minutes in each game. Like that he is tough. He also got 12 rebounds in a game against Houston. And in this tournament, he's got 14. He's got 26 rebounds. He's averaging 6.5 rebounds a game. And today was the first day he got really on the board scoring, which was awesome. Wagler deserves all the flowers. Merkovich is averaging 15, 11 in this tournament.
Did he have a double-double, or did he just miss a double-double today?
Yeah, he had 9 points, but he had 12 rebounds.
12 rebounds. And let me tell you something real quick. KP Illini, I don't know about you, Kev, but I was a mess watching the game today. I was super nervous, man, because of what you said. I was thinking, if we lose out on a Final Four to Iowa, and it wasn't even just about the path, it was like, this team has been through so much, man. You beat a good Houston team, but you lose to a lightning in a bottle Iowa team. It's like, man, they don't do anything special. It's like they have good players that are, they know their roles. They do a good job in it. But it was like Illinois had so many advantages. I would have just been so bitter to have that. We lose to Iowa because you can't finish bunnies at the rim. And
right. How many we missed in the first half? Bennett Sturt's how many tough shots are you gonna make? Banks makes that really tough three. Like I give all the credit in the world to Bennett Sturts for those shots he made, but I'm like, I'm watching this and I'm like, how are like Cooper Coach Cook, whatever his name is, Peoria kid, making this. He made 1-3 where Ben was like,
Ben was in his
right
face.
on him.
Yeah, yep.
And so I'm like, how many of these tough shots are they gonna make, dude? And we end up beating an Iowa team that beat Florida, that beat Nebraska, that beat Clemson by 12 points in a game where we made 3-3-pointers today. 3. Tommy made 1, Keaton made 2. Nobody else made a 3. Like it's by far our season low in attempts, by far our season low in makes, and we won the game by 12.
Illinois has not played well offensively against Houston or Iowa. And I still
but we're allowing slightly less than 60 points a game in this NCAA tournament through 4 games. We have allowed 239 points in 4 games.
And how ironic is this, that this team's winning by defense, right? Like, think about that.
Because the offense should find itself.
Yeah, you would think.
But there are nothing but good defensive teams left in this NCAA tournament. Let's be real here. Arizona's already in. I think you and I would agree. I think Michigan beats Tennessee.
Michigan and Arizona is going to be a hell of a matchup. I don't know who I would prefer, UConn or Duke, but I can tell you this: I think Illinois can beat Duke. I do.
I think Illinois can beat UConn.
I think yeah.
I think there's going to be a little bit of fool's gold with UConn walking into that game thinking they beat us. So that's who I'd rather play.
Yeah.
But both those teams defend really well. Let's not kid ourselves here. So
yeah.
Yeah, right. Dave Budget said perfectly. We go 3 for. If I told you pregame we're going to go 3 for 17 from 3, you'd be like, "Oh, we're cooked." We're cooked. Especially when what did they go in the first half? 6 of 12.
6 of 12. Yeah.
Oh, by the way, they finished 11 of 30. They went 5 of 18 in the second half. Like,
yep. And they didn't.
Because a lot of those makes were bullshit. Like, they were just like, come on.
They were
man.
struggling. They struggled the last 7 or 8 minutes to score. I got to be honest, man. Let's talk about today's game and why. And I tweeted about it. So, what Keaton Wagler did today and what how he cemented himself. And I think Rafael Davis made his own comment, and I'll elaborate on that. But what I said on my tweet is Keaton Wagler has had the greatest, the most special freshman season in the history of Illinois' program. And it's not just because he got second-team All-American and he's going to have his jersey in the rafters. He helped lead this team when they needed it most to a Final Four, man. And did they need him today? Hell yeah. 25 points, Kevin. 25 points. And there were some tough buckets in there.
Oh, 100%. That one layup he had on left Manuel, man, that was unbelievable. The and one. And he came to the bench. He was screaming. He was 7 of 7 at the free throw line, which his free throw shooting was not very good versus Houston.
How about the and one on Chris Sinak, though, on the rebound against Houston?
That was huge, too, where he's dude, he might be skinny, he might be small. He's tougher than shit, dude. He's tough, man. He is tougher than a $2 steak. He was awesome today, and he did all the things, and he hit big shots. He hit big shots when we needed him to. Hit big shots in the Houston game. He was part of that 8-0 run. They found him on the kick out for a wide open 3.
The spin cycle for 3 where he about broke the guy's ankle tonight against Iowa.
Oh, dude, that was unbelievable, dude.
And he gets beat up and doesn't get any calls, man.
I know, and it's weird. I know. I mean, the whistle probably went our way a little bit. I know some Iowa fans, but there were so many calls. I'm like, what? Like
the Sturts pump fake on Stojakovic. I mean, okay, when Stan Van Gundy's Kevin saying that's bullshit.
Oh, the Kylan rip of Sturts.
Yeah.
Like, and I know Kylan is not like that's dude. Honestly, if we want to win another game or 2 in this NCAA tournament, the guy I'm really begging for right now is Kylan Boswell, right? Like I need Kylan. I need you to like you haven't made a field goal in 2 games. I need you, buddy. It's time. I need you to do something other than play defense and get to the free throw line.
Yeah.
So
I'll shut up though. But I got Keaton. There was a couple other special players.
I want to say one thing about Keaton Wagler, right?
Okay.
So as the game is leading up to it, one of the things that kind of like started to stir in my stomach that I was a little bit worried about is if you look at Ben McCollum's record and his history and what he's done, this dude wins tournaments. He wins big tournaments. He won 4 national championships as a D2 coach. And so you're like, man, and all of a sudden in his first year at Iowa, after being at Drake, and when he was in Drake, they beat a Missouri team, and then they gave somebody hell in the second round last year. I forgot who it was, but they were really good in that game too, and that's obviously why he got hired. But that was kind of sticking in my craw. And at the end of the game, you know what I realized? Oh, Texas Tech. They played Texas Tech pretty close. Ended up losing by 13, but they played Texas Tech close. But as that game started to go on, and I remembered this, my guy Keaton Wagler hasn't lost in the postseason now in 2 3/4 years. He won 2 state championships. We had the guy on the floor. They had the guy on the sideline. I'll take the guy on the floor to win games over the guys on the sideline because only the guy on the floor can execute. And that was the key. That was the key moment, man. That was the key thing in this that ended up changing this game, is that we had the guy on the floor that wasn't going to let us lose. And having him going forward, it's weird to talk about it. He's 19 years old. It's weird to talk about David Mirkovich is the toughest son of a bitch on the court. Like that one rebound he got off the missed free throw put back, I was like, how in the it was Andrej. Andrej missed the and one free throw. We didn't miss many free throws today, but Mark in there, I was like so excited. I was tapping Claire on the leg. She's like, why are you so excited? I was like, because it's not only basketball. She's like, it's just a basket. I was like, no, now he gets to shoot a free throw. We turned a 3-point play into a 4-point play because that crazy son of a bitch from Montenegro is the toughest dude on the floor.
And think about this today. You could tell he was nervous. At the beginning of the game, he was fumbling the ball around. You know, he missed some open bunnies around the rim. He missed a 1-and-1 front end of a 1-and-1.
Yeah, and Kylan was too. I mean, Keaton was. Sorry, how many layups did Keaton miss in the first half? Like,
yeah,
and that's why I was so confident. I'm like, we're getting what we want. We're just not executing. We're just.
What I was saying about Merck is that you could tell he was crying after the game was over. There was a relief like you felt, but I think he felt like he was letting the team down a little. You could tell. Even though what he did was so big and crucial in the second half. Man, what about that pass to Big Z, huh? I love his he can run the point a little bit, find open guys. But he at the end, he had that huge couple rebounds when it was 2 or 3 point game where he got fouled, right? Got pushed, and he made the free throws in the second half, though.
And it seems like he's good for one like driving left-handed layup a game where we really need it. Like he just. Like,
I was hoping we weren't getting the 1 foot backpedal Jokic fade away.
I don't mind it when there's like 2 seconds on the shot clock because I still have confidence in him making them. But Ryan, it goes back to this, and this has been a long time coming, man. We're 35, 36 games into the season. Before the season, we talked on this show, and I don't remember what we said. I was like, who are Illinois' 3 best players? If I had to rank Illinois' 3 best players, who would you say they would be? And then my combination would have been some form of Tommy, Kylan, and Andre. Mm-hmm. And now it's obviously completely transformed to it's Keaton,
Mirkovich, and my man Stojakovic, who we're about to talk about.
And now we're getting good Tommy. Can we please get good Kylan, like offensively? If we get good Kylan offensively, all of a sudden this team changes its course from we're really happy to get to Indy to we can win 2 more games.
Yeah. And what I've loved to hear in the post game, right? Stojakovic.
My man Lampy knows his basketball. Look at him. No one in the country has a big turning down ball screens, penetrating the paint, and throwing lobs. I didn't realize he turned down a ball screen on that play, but man, it was a hell of a play.
Hell yeah, dude. He does all kinds of – dude, Stan Van Gundy loves David Mirkovich. You could just hear it.
He really does.
He's like, I don't know about you guys. I haven't seen – but trust me, Stan Van Gundy's coached the best of the best. And if he's a fan of you, you're a good fucking player. No, sorry if I'm cussing, but we're going to the Final Four. And – I think it was the lefty drive against Houston on Chris Sinak that made him say that. Yep. He was just like, what is going on here? I said, you should see his fadeaway, man, from 18 feet. Anyway, Stojakovic, man, has been a sight for sore eyes at times when the offense is stalled. Guess what? if Jake Davis ain't making shots and Illinois struggles, you already know who's going to come in and fix it, right? Stojakovic against Houston was huge in the first half. In a low-scoring game, he helped Illinois push the lead out to 7-8 points twice, and then didn't do tons in the second half other than play great defense. And,
defensively, man, that guy. We made the adjustment. Hey, by the way, Brad Underwood made an in-game adjustment. He took Kylan Boswell off Bennett Sturtz, and he put Andre on him, and it made a huge difference, dude. Huge difference.
The length and the size.
Yep.
And then today, though, what can you not say about how good Stojakovic was? I mean, I think 1 or 2 drives I would have loved back, but man,
he had a turnover on one, and
when you could, but Illinois needed a bucket, right? We're struggling. He forced it in there. You got in between, kept putting Illinois back ahead. He's getting and ones early in okay, it's 12-2, right? Here comes Stojakovic. He fixed that. It was and then it was, guess what? Then it was a game again. Then it stayed around one possession all the way to halftime.
Yep.
Because Stojakovic put Illinois back in the game. And then he was in the second half, a beautiful feed from Keaton Wagler to Stojakovic around the rim that was huge. And then how about
that? Was beautiful, man. That was beautiful.
And then the and one on Tavian Banks to seal the deal, in my opinion, because they had just hit a 3 from the corner to make it a 5-point game with 2.5 left. And then Stojakovic took the ball from the left wing, attacked the rim with a spin move, and got the and one to put Illinois back up by 8 points. And then he hits 2 or 3 free throws to seal it.
Well, and the other thing about Andre that was really like where he is like completely comfortable with this team, and I agree with what Brandon Lamp said, is that when Keaton is good, it opens up a lot of things for Andre. And I think like it's weird to say he's settling into like who he is. He had 9 shots today. He was our second leading scorer. Tommy had 11 shots today and had 4 less points. Now, I was really happy with Tommy. He didn't get the free throw. And by the way, Tommy, 2 big free throws against Houston when we couldn't seem to make any free throws. That was really critical there. Tommy's made a 3 in every postseason game. I'm really excited about Tommy because that's where it thinks it changes. And I'm sorry for diverting my focus here. But Andre, for a guy who makes the second most field goals on the team, but takes the third most amount of shots. I mean, he didn't force hardly anything other than a drive where he got a turnover. And listen, I'm sorry, that dude was a McDonald's All-American for a reason. That dude is the most athletically gifted guy on this basketball team from a physical standpoint. That's why he's so huge. A good Andre makes a difference against Duke, UConn, Michigan, Arizona, or Tennessee, the other teams that are out there. He is the guy. And did you hear him in the postgame interview? He's like, dude, we didn't come here to make the Final Four. We came to win a national championship. And it is so funny. After the Wisconsin loss, I think we were all sitting here going, well, we got 1 year out of Andre Stojakovic. Like, please give me 2. I'm sitting here. I'm pining for 2. I would love it. Can we please get him back?
I'm gonna be honest, dude, and I don't want to delve more on it until after the Final Four is over, maybe Monday night, after our show, the national championship.
It'll probably be Tuesday because I'll be at the national championship if we make it. So.
Have you seen the ticket prices? I just want you to know. I'm looking right
I
now.
already bought tickets, dude. I know. I mean, like,
can I ask you what section?
I'm in 433, I think.
Okay, let's look for a minute. We got time. 433. That is. I'm looking. I see 408, 412, 433. Okay, you are
kind of on a corner.
You're kind of on a corner, and you're not all the way up. You're about almost midway up, maybe.
It sucks, but it's going to be fun. So
you're not in like the highest balcony. It looks like you're like in the mid one.
No, I spent a lot of money on them.
Yeah, I can tell. I'm looking right now, bro. I won't tell everybody, but I see some for $1,700 right around where you're at.
I got my 2 for less than that. So I'll just a tick pick, baby. I got my 2 for less than that.
Hey, tick pick. Come on, back to tick pick. Well, my daughter's blowing me up now. Like, Dad, can we please go? I'm like, dude. I'm like, my daughter's name's Sonia. I said, there's $755 at the top of the stadium. That's the cheapest ticket right now.
Dude, honestly, I bought him at halftime of the Purdue Arizona game because I was really worried that Purdue was going to win that game and that was going to drive ticket prices up because it's so close.
I'm gonna be honest. I might just go to Indy to have a blast with everybody and then watch it from
the Illinois bar. There'll be an Illinois bar.
Yeah, watch it from the Illinois bar just to experience it. Right?
I bet you they got Mountain Dew, bro.
Pepsi. But yeah. Anyway,
you got off the Mountain Dew?
No, I drink some Mountain Dew, but I'm more I do wild cherry Pepsi, stuff like that. Anyway, yeah, I'm looking. Well, there's some behind the basket for like $600.
Dude, if you're going to the game, unless you are a high roller, you are not going to get any kind of decent seat. I'm still going to be so far away. We're in a football stadium watching basketball. Yeah. I'm going for the moment to share with my daughter.
Yeah, I get it. It's worth it. I'm looking at some that are like not even on their $3,000, and
yeah.
Right behind the stage where the TNT or CBS broadcast, $1,800. Yeah, it's a big ticket, but now Stojakovic though, man, has just been so awesome, and you mentioned it. I'm telling you what, even if with Wagler has cemented himself worthy to leave, I think. To go be a top 5 pick, probably outplay Kingston Flemings.
Top 10, probably, yeah. For sure.
Top 10, make a bunch of money. He's going to probably get guaranteed $5 to $8 million a year. Go do that. You've cemented yourself. You've brought Illinois to a Final Four. And what Raphael Davis said about Keaton Wagler is that Keaton Wagler his story may go down as one of the best freshmen ever to play. And what he could do for a program to be an unheralded recruit with really nobody else from this year's class going to the NBA. I think me and you both know that David Mirkovic is going to be an NBA player at some point. I believe that. I think Andrej Stojakovic after next season will get drafted, in my opinion.
I do too. I mean, I think I mean, if George Niang could play some years in the NBA, David Mirkovic could certainly play some years.
He just has so many tools, David Mirkovic does,
Yeah, and I think he can get more fit. I think he can get stronger. I think that Fletch is huge. So, yeah, for sure.
So Raphael Davis's point was a freshman, unheralded, all first team All Big Ten, second team All American, with no one else who's going to get drafted this season. Just him. And you have nobody else on the NBA player with you this year, and you go and lead your team to the Final Four as a freshman. He said that's maybe one of the most extraordinary freshman years ever. You don't ever hear that.
Right. And you think about the find of Mirkovic. Remember when we watched Mirkovic play in that World versus US high school? And why did we watch that game? We watched that game because we wanted to see Dame Sarr.
Uh-huh.
And Dame Sarr is a really good player. I'm not knocking him. He's a hell of a defender. He'd be a really good fit on this team. Maybe he'd be a really good fit on this team next year. Just saying. Just maybe.
Yeah, he could be a really good fit next year, And guess what? Illinois might be playing him next Saturday.
But we tuned into that and we saw some things from David Mirkovic. But what a find by this staff, dude! Like what a find! What another find, dude! So
these guys deserve all the credit in the world, and that's where I'm gonna, as we get closer to the end of this, wrap it up. Is man, what a hell of a job the coaching staff deserves, Kev. Let's do that real quick. We're gonna the coaching staff, Kev. All the Brad Underwood haters, what can they say now?
Nothing. Well, they'll still say something because
never won a natty. I told you he'll never get us to a natty.
All right, so of Illinois coaches in my lifetime, he's only the second one ever to get us to 2 Elite Eights. Uh-huh. Lou Henson did it twice in 20 years, and I love Lou. Lou resurrected the program just like Brad Underwood has. Lou was not a good NCAA tournament coach. Brad is now second all-time at Illinois in NCAA tournament wins with 10. Henson has 12. He's doing it in year 9. That guy did it in 20.
He's going to pass him very high,
Right.
Yeah.
We are building something. We're kind of a cool team to a lot of players out there that are looking at this. we are consistently winning 20 games. We're consistently in the NCAA tournament. Now we have made an Elite Eight twice in 3 years. Never done that before in our lifetime, Ryan.
Nope.
Despite being high seeds for a lot of times in the 80s and 90s, 80s, not 90s. It's impressive, man. By the way, Illinois has 4 tournament victories in its history over higher seeded teams. Bruce Weber has 2. He beat UNLV, who was an 8 seed when we were 9, and he beat Cincinnati when we were 5 and they were 4. Bruce Weber has 2 victories over 2 seeds in his history at the University of Illinois. We have 3 victories over 2 seeds in the history of the NCAA tournament: Syracuse, Iowa State, and Houston. Now, like there are levels to Arizona. Surprisingly, was 3 seed back in 05. This is like, yes, the Loyola game will always sting, and we can look at that and say that Brad didn't adjust. By the way, we adjusted completely. Like we adjusted everything that we were about ourselves. We went inside in the second half. We put Andrade on Sturts. We adjusted. We went inside in the second half against Houston. We did it against BCU. We've adjusted so many times in game. We've adjusted our defense. We play zone. We've done so much adjusting in game that we haven't done before. And yeah, part of it is the hire of Cam Crocker. But who hired Cam Crocker? Brad got so much shit for hiring his son, Tyler Underwood, who Tyler is now on some of these small mid-majors. This Carolina and what happens with Kansas and the coaching carousel is going to change things crazy. People are going to want Tyler Underwood. And
you're in the next 3 or 4 years, Kevin. If Illinois, let's say Illinois gets back to a Final Four next year, Tyler Underwood's name is going to be getting brought up for coaching.
Yeah, and in 5 years after that, Tyler Underwood might be our coach.
Yeah.
And he might break all his dad's records and all Lou Henson's. Like, that could happen. Or maybe it's Chester Frazier, by the way, who is retweeting out how happy he is for Illinois.
He picked Illinois today for sure. Yeah, I can't tell you, Kev. It's a secret. Anyway.
I can't tell you.
It's a secret. Today, Mirkovic had the cowboy hat on, and he said
the max is $34 on Amazon.
And he said he bought 34 on Amazon, was only going to wear it if they won both games. And since they're in Texas, he wanted to feel like a cowboy.
What's up, big dog? How you doing, buddy?
What's up, big dog? What's up?
It's so funny. I was watching my daughter so badly wanted to watch the interview with Merck, so we had to go back to watch it. And she goes, "Dad, what did Ibisic tell him?" And I was like, "I don't know." She goes, "You think he's like they're secretly planning to take over the United States for the Balkans?" And I was like, "No, honey. I think Tommy just told David that Lauren Jihadi's hot."
Oh my goodness, yeah.
Can't tell you secret.
Can't tell you it's a secret. This little guy loves to root against my teams when he's watching because he always thinks it's a competition. And I said, not today. Because when Iowa was scoring, he was like, "Let's go." And I'm like, no.
I picked black today.
Yeah, he picked a black team today, right?
No, don't do that.
Hey, mommy, and orange team. I'm with
Yep.
you.
Daddy, mommy had orange team.
No, you got to pick the orange team, bud.
I told him that. I said, "See this hat?" I said, "We want to root for them." Yeah, anyway.
Look, Dad.
So, hold on, we're almost done.
Okay.
With that said, there's a bunch of guys too, Kev, that could come back next year. Like Murillo comes back, I think, can replace Wagler, right?
Yep.
And then Merck could be back. Both the Visic's come back for a senior season. Stojakovic come back for a senior season. Jake Davis for a senior season. Plus, I'm hearing some big names, Kev, transfer portal want to come to Illinois.
Why wouldn't you?
And hold on. Even though people who are saying that apparently don't want to admit that they're saying that.
Why wouldn't you want to come to Illinois? You're going to win 20 games. You're going to be in the NCAA tournament. You're going to have a chance to make a run. You're probably going to be a top 5-6 seed at worst. Why wouldn't you come to Illinois? And I think that I forgot who was talking. It might have been Evan Mayakow, or I forgot. So I listened to one of the national podcasts, and they said they interviewed Tyler Underwood, and they said one of the things that Illinois does is they're looking at guys who they're bringing in, and they want to measure out how they process
an IQ test, right?
Right, how they process things. And he's like, I've never heard a coach talk about that. But if you look at things like Merkovich and Wagler specifically, Tommy, like those guys process things. Yes, the kid from Virginia Tech supposedly is a guy we're interested in. So
you said the guy from Virginia Tech?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, he's a baller, right? They're calling him Baby Luca.
Yeah.
So we have Baby Jokic and Baby Luca next year.
And Sean Garner, Tony Bilicic. I'll answer two of your questions here. Tony Bilicic, I think he's just a practice player. Like unless he like really progresses, I don't think there's ever anything to expect from him. And if he does blossom into that, great. But I don't think they took him in that. They took him in a hope he can blossom. They took him as a project player.
So I think he will be on the team next year because they're wanting to put some strength on him, and they're wanting to see.
He's got skills. He's got some skills.
How much weight he can put on? Because let me tell you what, Merkovich said he can play. He's like they all played against each other, but
And then Sean's asked a couple times about the women's tournament. First of all, the women's tournament is done really dumb, in my opinion. A lot of women finished the Big Ten tournament and then had like 2 weeks before they played in the NCAA tournament. Stop that. Play the women's tournament. Started a week before the men's, ended a week before the men's. You'll be just fine.
Haven, by the way, Haven Smith or whoever she left because there's big time players coming in.
And the girl, I can't think of her name, Maya and whatever. She's the stud. She's the stud post player. Haven wasn't going to play much.
Nope. The girl who tore her ACL or Achilles before the season started, she's going to get tons of minutes next year. So,
yeah, it's
I won't tell you what team the girl who's going to be entering the portal,
LSU,
who is on, but they already lost their team. So
LSU already lost.
LSU lost to Duke on a buzzer beater yesterday.
Oh, okay.
And Miss Kim Mulkey, their coach, is like, "Why you guys? I'm coming back. You guys want me fired that bad?" I'm like, "Yeah, you guys lost on a buzzer beater to the 3 seed." But I mean, it's
Manuela Alves from Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, is the big that everybody is super high on. And I think Haven Smith saw that she wasn't really going to fit in. So,
yes. Now let me finish this, and we'll get to the final thoughts. Brad Underwood and the Illini staff deserve the shower of praise they should be getting. Orlando Antigua and Jeff Alexander have done such an amazing job over in Europe and continue to build relationships with those guys. And those guys are leaving. Look, they're putting them in the NBA. Okay, let's just say that. Will Riley, Canadian NBA. It's not European. The point is the same. They're international prospects. Kasparas Yakachonis, NBA, first-round draft pick, thriving in Miami. You got the Avicic twins. You got Mirk, all having amazing college careers, getting tons of accolades, putting Illinois into the Final Four. And it sounds like, Lucas Murillo, while not European, he is still really an international prospect. He's going to be playing in the Hoop Summit for Team World. I think the coaching staff has done an amazing job adding Cam Crocker for the defensive, to add him for his defensive, where he thrives is great. But getting to see Brad Underwood just change and adapt in between games, maybe not as amazing during games, but he actually did, Kevin. There was a big change in that Houston game. I saw some people talking about it. I don't know if you noticed it after halftime. How they were guarding specific situations, and today with Boswell, they actually sat Bam Bam when he was struggling, and we can't score with him on the floor, so we got to take him off.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a part of what they had to do, and I think that Ben Rickhouse didn't get a bucket today, but he was fantastic. He took some Bennett Sturt's assignments today.
People were praising, even though Ben Hummerhouse didn't have a bunch of stats, they thought he had a hell of a game. Ben Hummerhouse. Hey,
and one of the things that I think that Brad Underwood did this year that's probably helped him, that's been subtle and not talked about much, is Kevin Kruger.
How awesome is that, dude? Have him on the staff. That's a full circle moment, right?
Right.
He's a high school star at Champaign Centennial when his dad takes the Atlanta Hawks job. Hell, he probably comes to Illinois if Lon Kruger's the coach. He was a hell of a player too in college.
Yeah, and he has done he did a decent job as a head coach. Like he was not a bad head coach at UNLV.
UNLV wasn't great this year with Passner. They weren't any better than UNLV teams were with Kevin Kruger.
Right. And they had a guy who could straight fill it up. Our guy DGL.
He got shafted out of Mountain West Player of the Year too.
What's that?
I said DGL got shafted out of Mountain West Player of the Year.
Oh, he did. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, he got second place or something by a Utah State player, only because Utah State won 28 games. But if you look at the 30, 40-point games, dude, DGL beat Utah State twice this year, and he had 30-plus in both games.
Yep. Yeah,
so he deserved to be the player of the year, but it is what it is. So Illinois now has a top 20 defense on Kim Palm. I bet their offense probably, 3 or 4 now? No, it's 1. It went back
past Purdue today.
Past Purdue because of their struggle against Arizona. But yeah, so
I really like to. Here's the thing.
We're gonna do final thoughts for anything else that you got off your chest that we haven't discussed. But anyway, go ahead and finish.
Either game, either team we play, like UConn is a better fit for us, I think. Duke is not the end of the world matchup. We're on the right side to make the title game. You can get to the title game, anything can happen. Arizona and Michigan do look like world beaters. Michigan struggled with Alabama in the first half, and then the second half said, screw it, we're not going to let you win this game. Arizona did the same to Purdue today. Both those teams are really good. They're really physical. They're really big. Their difference in their size and how we want to beat teams by getting on the glass make it a very challenging game. So if you're an Illinois fan, you're rooting for Tennessee tomorrow, and then you're rooting for Tennessee to beat Arizona some way, somehow. Tennessee can. I don't think they will.
Oh, you know what though, and I agree with that to a degree. But you know what? If Illinois makes shots, dude, they can beat anybody.
100%, especially the way that they're guarding. I think there's something that's clicking here. Illinois has a full week to prepare for the next team. And this is just such a beautiful moment for the program.
It is.
When you make a second weekend, you get a week of national commentators talking about you.
Mm-hmm.
And now we get another week of national comment. They get a week of talking about 16 teams. Now they get a week of talking about
4 teams. And
we're one of those 4. So,
and all those recruits, guess what? Oh, Illinois is in the Final Four. Sorry, we can't talk to you. We're in the Final Four. Yeah. Right. And all those coaches that go to the Final Four for conferences, all the players that have left Illinois. Oh, Merez Johnson, right? Left for greener and bigger pastures, right?
Right.
Man, what could have been? Only if he had to go to Michigan to get to a final. Oh, really? It's like no.
Maybe the David Merkoviches of the world, man. So
let's get to final thoughts here real quick. I'll start, Kev. I will say this: just how awesome was it? How awesome was it? We talk about tears. All those things flooded back to me of like, why it hurt so bad to lose in the Elite Eight, right? A couple of years ago, just because we remember how amazing it felt to make a Final Four. And I really only have felt that once in my life. You had it twice. So you had that buzz, you were old enough.
You still don't have no idea what it's like at 10 years old. You're just like in the moment. You don't get it.
No, but the second one in 2005, it was just like, it's that euphoria, and you just want it back. Cause like, I don't drink, right? I don't smoke. I don't get that high any other place besides my children and things of that sort. So to have this come and come back, it brought me back to my 17th year of life in 2005 and just how amazing that felt. Because then I felt, oh my gosh, Illinois hasn't made the Final Four since I was 2, like I really knew the struggle. But when 21 years pass, Kev, you do know. You don't take it for granted. It's so worthy to celebrate. So however the hell you guys celebrated, I did shed some tears. I was listening. Please listen to Brian Barnhart's call with Deion Thomas and watch the final minute, the final 30 seconds run down, and you will tear up, Kevin. You will. And you can hear the absolute just love and, Brian Barnhart and the coaches are hugging, the families are crying, and the Illini are going to the Final Four. And Deion Thomas is choked up. It's just beautiful. So, it feels great. As Brad Underwood said in his press conference about taking his dream school, his dream job to the Final Four, it's better than you ever dreamed of. And this is what I remember from 2 decades ago.
Yeah, and my final thought, I'm going to expand on that a little bit. Kudos, Robert Rosenthal, with a great question to tee that up in the press conference. I'm not a press conference guy, but here's my final thought. Yeah, Steve Profit, 2150, 54 years, and this is his third Final Four. 47, and it's my third Final Four.
It's just a rarity, dude. It's just so rare.
Not anymore.
Changing, huh?
It's not anymore.
Okay.
North Carolina searching for a new coach. Dude, NIL has leveled the playing field. These guys can't cheat anymore like they could before. We got really rich alumni. We got a lot of money coming in. One of the things that the alumni have always asked for is give us a winner and we'll give you the money. Brett Bielema is seeing that on his side of the house. Brad Underwood will continue to see it on his side of the house. We won't have to wait 21 years for another Final Four. Enjoy the moment. Are we going to win this thing? Probably not. Are we the biggest underdog? Most likely. But we're going to get back. And we're not going to get back in 21 years. Might be 2. Might be 1. Might be next year. I don't know. But this is not going to be abnormal going forward for the University of Illinois basketball team. Enjoy it because it's been a long time. But be prepared. We're not waiting 20 years again. We're not waiting 16 years like we had to do from 89 to 05. And we're certainly not waiting 30-some years between the 50s and 89. So here we go.
We're going to come back as long as Kev's cool. We'll do maybe a Monday night show if you can. We'll preview whoever Illinois plays because we don't know that right now.
Right, yeah, we can do that.
So instead of doing it tomorrow night, enjoy your Sunday, enjoy your basketball. We'll come back Monday night and we'll have ourselves together. We'll be ready to discuss.
Hey, I'm not the guy to sit here and toot my own horn, but what I said against Houston, win the free throw battle, limit live ball turnovers, you're going to win the game. They had 0 fast break points. We had 2. We did have live ball turnovers. We got back. That was mainly in the first half. We dominated them on the free throw line. That's the way we had to beat them. I'll love to look at UConn and Duke and figure out how do you beat them. There's a little fewer gaps in Duke than there is UConn, but we'll see how it goes. So,
and you know what?
Sean Garner, we absolutely could win it all. Once you get there, you can win it all, baby.
I have no doubt this team can beat Duke or UConn and get to a Final Four championship. And why not shoot the lights out against an Arizona or Michigan?
Yeah.
Right? So
why not have Ben Humrick at 3 or 4? Or Jake Davis?
He's not going to toot his own horn, but he can brag a little bit. But I'm going to say this as I leave the show tonight. Kev, what was my preseason prediction for Illinois this year?
Final Four.
Final Four. I don't know what it was, but when I heard the coaches and the people behind the scenes telling me that how special they thought this team could be, I said, I've never heard them talk like that. I go, you know what? I think this is the year Brad gets them to the Final Four. And I'm so happy I was right about it. And I've been wrong about many things, but that was not one of them. So I'm so happy for everybody, all the Illini fans. Celebrate, continue it on through the night. I'll probably be celebrating until we get to the show Monday night. So
one last thing, what makes today so sweet is we all know if we lost today, it would have ruined everything about a special season. We would have looked at this and like, we lost to Iowa for a chance to get to the Final Four. It's not a special season.
Yep.
Even though we beat Houston in Houston as a 2 seed to get to the Elite Eight, we would have looked at an Elite Eight season and said it wasn't special. It's special now. Everything else now is gravy. It's gravy. Brad Underwood is a Final Four coach. It's gravy here. Go make the most of it. Play loose and free and figure it out.
Think about it. When they go to Indy, no one's picking them against Duke, though. Or UConn. Nobody. Nope. So, with that said, we'll be back Monday night, Illini fans. If you haven't subscribed on YouTube, please do. And if you're on X, retweet this.